Hello my friend, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Ishe. If this is your first time seeing this beautiful face, please do not make it your last by clicking the subscribe button. On this channel, I help you on your journey of intentionally becoming her. So if you want to level up, rebrand, glow up, become your best self, this is definitely the place to be. So go ahead and click the subscribe button to join the friend squad. If you're a returning friend, I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming back for yet another video. So I've had requests to show you how I do my makeup. I was quite shocked, but anyway, thank you so much. In this video now, I'm just going to be doing exactly that. We're going to have a chit chat, get ready with me. So I'm going to show you how I achieved this look and how I normally just do this. I did change up one thing, and that's the way that I did my eyebrows, but yeah, I like the way that it turned out. I actually used someone else's method for the eyebrows. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I watched this other tutorial where the person was using green bar to shape their eyebrows, but I don't have green bar in my house. I only have this, which I'm going to use a bit of African black soap. So let's see how that goes. I think maybe, yeah, my brush was too wet, I believe. So I'm going to be looking at my mirror. My mirror is here, but I might be moving it here and there because I think it's a bit too far. So I prefer to brush upwards, and then when I get to this side, I brush, and then bring it down. Then that way it can be much easier for me to control when I'm now putting the actual eyeliner, right? I already used the primer that I have. I've got this primer that I bought from Mr. Price. It's the pore blurring mattifying balancing primer. Then for my eyebrows, I use, where did I buy this? I think I got it on Shein. This gel eyeliner, that's what I've been using, but I also use black eyeliner, guys. Please let me know what you want to see more of on this channel. What else you want to see. It might not necessarily be something that I'm already doing, but something that you'd like to see, and then I can make sure that I incorporate that in my plans for the third quarter, because I'm already doing my planning for the third quarter. So foundation, I use Mary Kay Time Wise. I'm using the beige 1 and beige 2 mixed. Then concealer, I've got, what's the name of this concealer? I got it on Shein, She Glam. So I have to mix my stuff because I don't really have something that's exactly in my shade. So I have to mix, like the concealer, I mix it with a bit of beige 1 and a bit of beige 2 to get my color, or at least the color that I think is my color. I hope I'm in frame. Yeah, I would be so angry if I'm not in frame. I don't like that thing where people's foundation, is this beige 2? Okay, people's foundation shade makes them look much lighter than they are. I prefer to look something similar to my actual skin tone. Now I'm going to use this beauty blender. It's a brown beauty blender, please. I didn't discolor. It's a brown beauty blender. That's the color. Okay. Where did I get this? I used to sell these. Yeah, I used to sell these ages ago. Yeah, I've had like many businesses. I've just remembered I've done many things. I've had many projects. I used to keep layers, right? And I would sell eggs, but that also wasn't really the best, because I remember there's a time when we got to winter. I guess I didn't have enough information, right? When we got to winter, the eggs weren't, the layers weren't laying the eggs, right? So it was a huge loss because I'd continuously have to feed them, and they weren't giving me money. They weren't giving me money. And then from there, I sold makeup products. I was during COVID. I would sell 2020. I would order from SA and then collect and then start selling. I remember I also then after that started a skincare brand where I would make organic products that actually worked. But I think the problem then was I never tried marketing with TikTok. I noticed this when I was using TikTok to advertise for my Shein business, which I'm still doing, but just not putting as much effort into it as I was at that time. Yeah, I noticed that TikTok is a good place to advertise, right? You get more customers who convert through TikTok. So if you've got a business, please do try TikTok. TikTok has people who are willing to buy. So the people around me, right, even people that I could tell that their skin was bad, they weren't, my target market, obviously, because number one, people who you know. When you start a business, please don't start it with people who you know in mind. People you know won't even support you. Strangers will support you. I remember my biggest customer was my grandmother. Crazy business. My biggest customer was my grandmother. So she's the one who always supported me. So I don't like having that huge line over here that is visible, like underneath here, where it's so bright. I don't really like that. So after that, what did I do after that? I did many things. I sold my bero. When I was selling them, I made so much money, people. I made so much money. Then I figured, you know what? I am making so much money when I'm advertising online. How about I actually get someone who sells for me, right? Someone came, right? I interviewed her. She was very young. She. I'm like, okay, how much do you expect? And she's like $20. I'm like, $20? Personally, I can't even give you that. What's $20 a month? What is $20 a month? So I said, it's fine. I will just see how much I will give you, right? But personally, I know you've said $20, but personally, $20 just doesn't make sense to me. I would not be comfortable giving you that, right? Little did I know that $20 was actually going to be a lot. Why? Because I remember the 1 month she sold the whole month. I don't even know. I really think that was spiritual. I tried to invite her to church. She came once or twice. She came twice and never again. She was really committed. You could tell that this lady is committed. She had a baby. So she'd always go kumabero. And she'd even tell me, okay, today comes okay, my ran, chi, right? And I was really concerned for her. But I could tell that she was really working. But it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working. The 1 month, her first month of working, she gave me $3, guys. And not that she had sold and done something with the money. No, the stock was there. The stock really was there. And she was waking up every morning to go to work. But she sold only $3. I remember I was selling those children's clothes. They were children's clothes that I was selling at the time. For like $1, $2 each, right? No, before I made them $1, I was selling them for $2 each, right? And I was selling them and they were being sold, right? They were being bought. But when she started selling them, I said, you know what? I won't say your name. Just reduce the price. You can sell them for $1 because now we just want the money to just come a lot quicker. Right? We don't care about the huge profit margins anymore. So she started selling for $1. And that's how she got the $3. So she sold 3 things the whole month. Yeah. The second month, she sold things for $5. But the bag with the clothes got taken by council and she had to pay $20. So she got the $10 from this other lady who was selling next to her, whose things had also been confiscated by council. And then I had to reimburse that lady. Then after that, what else did I do? I've done many things. I remember we also bought, before that, right, Pastor and I, when we were now in a relationship at that time. Pastor and I, by the way, we were besties for life before we got into a relationship. We used to call each other top shatter. So anyway, yeah, we were in a relationship at that time. Yeah, we got maberu. We got maberu, and the person who supplied them to us from Harare, I am the one who found that person. Akati Juta, guys. Akati Juta. So it was also another huge loss, right? And it was my idea. I've sold blankets. I've sold blankets. I have sold. Oh, I also took advantage of Valentine's this one year, and I made Valentine's crafts. You know those boxes, those boxes that would have like many things inside, where a person opens the box and then in there they'll find chocolates stuck to the sides and whatnot. Those cubes, I made those. I remember this one time, this one guy wanted to beat me. He wanted to beat me because he was saying what I had made wasn't what was in the picture. I am. And to be honest, I'd really done a good job with that particular thing, but he just couldn't see in the picture that it was manila paper that had been used, so he wasn't expecting manila paper, right? Because I remember I even followed the tutorial from the things that I was using to advertise. I followed the tutorial on Pinterest, and I used manila just like what the person had used. But yeah, he didn't expect it to be manila. I don't know what he expected it to be. So he almost beat me. I remember it was pasta even. And pastor is the one who had to then advocate for me to say, no man, so I know what you're expecting may not be this, but really this is what's there. And he's like, no, how can I give this to my girlfriend? How can I give this to my girlfriend? I'll look so funny. But yeah, I took the money because hey, did I not work? I did work. Then I did Shein, right? I started Shein wholesale, right? Before I started selling the wholesale bundles to other people, I started ordering my own wholesale bundles for sale, right? And I would walk, I remember I went to Shavani for the first time. I went to Shavani first I went to Great Zimbabwe University, Mashaba campus, right? And I had a bag, and I would sell walking, pulling those suitcases. Yes, I almost said suit bags. Those suitcases, pulling them, full of clothes, heavy, and I would sell. So I went to Shishavani, right? Got into the campus, sold. I even then got a client from there who then started ordering wholesale bundles from me. That's how I then started selling wholesale bundles. I would walk from hostel to hostel within the campus, and I would also look for boarding houses and sell. I would come back with so much money, I would be so tired. Because imagine you're pulling a huge bag, a huge suitcase like this, full of clothes, walking from a boarding house to boarding house, and the boarding houses weren't close to each other. I would go to one boarding house and ask, is there another boarding house close by after selling? Then I'll walk to that other one. I sold. There's this person who used to work at mom's house, right? I'm like, you know what? I know she's very hardworking. I mean, now I have to focus on work, right? So let me get her. Where's the eyeliner? Let me ask her to sell these for me, right? So I went with her the one day and we sold. Then I'm like, okay, so now you've seen, we even mapped the boarding houses that we hadn't gone to. I'm like, now you've seen what you're supposed to do. So next time you come alone. So I just gave her $20. Did I give her $20? I think I gave her $20 to say, you know what, for transport, because it's $5 from here. Now I don't know how much it is. It was $5 at the time. From here to Shishawani, right? Using Shiga. Did she not come back with $20? She came back with literally just the $20. I was so surprised because I would come back, you know, loaded with money. I wouldn't make less than $150 a day doing that. I would sell. And she came back with $20. Not that she did anything. I don't know, maybe maybe I was just trying to employ, but it wasn't my time to employ people. Then after that, I sold fine fragrance perfumes. I made a lot of money. That was before people here, many people in Zim, before they knew about them, and even here in Mashingo especially, before they knew about them. I would sell them those bottles for $10. I made money. I made so much money. I would sell them for $10 a bottle, until these people who were selling them for $2 came. Then I had to change business model. What else did I sell? I did a lot of things. I really hope I am in frame, and I really hope that you've been able to see properly what I'm doing. Now I just want to brush my eyebrows a little. Yeah. Let me brush my eyebrows. Okay, I'm just cleaning this. And that probably was a mistake, because this thing was pink and now it's got... I prefer to just brush them so that they look a bit more like my eyebrows, right? What else did I do? I don't know why I pull my face when I'm doing just this part. I think it's the same thing as, like, have you noticed? I don't know if you do it, but I've noticed that a lot of people do it, where you're taking a selfie but your whole body is posing. Why is it posing? It's not even a picture. Yeah, friend, how many businesses have you tried? Personally, I'm of the belief that work, okay? Don't just wait for an official job. And even if you've got you're formally employed, do something on the side. That's just what I believe. That's just what the other thing that I didn't tell you, the time that we sold my biro, right? I remember I got the idea to go to my market, right? So if you know anything about my market, it's like there's this market thing, man, that rotates monthly. So in like rural places, it's known to say market is going to be in Mashaba on this particular day, market is going to be in this place on this particular day. So people then follow these markets to sell, right, to these people in those areas. So I remember I followed markets before, and I'd be like, and people never, like, people who would be watching me in those areas just used to be so starstruck to say this person is actually doing what they're doing now. So I'd be there looking like I shouldn't, I've got no business being there, but I'll be yelling $10. Come to think of it, you know. Remember I told you that the person who sold the first pero that we sold, who sold it to us, did us dirty, right? That person did us so dirty that I had to take some of my old clothes that I wasn't wearing anymore, but they were still nice, and I started selling them just to try and, you know, make it better, right? I remember we got to a point where we had so much beru, right, that now you couldn't sell it because it wasn't nice. This person really did us dirty. It wasn't nice. So we'd end up following these markets, right? And at the end of the day, we're just like, you know what, let's just count this loss. Let's just count it and move on. What we just want to do is whatever amount of money we can get from this, let's just get it. So we started selling the things for $1.10. And I'm like, dollar, bero, dollar. Yeah. the Lord is amazing. Never again. I made up my mind I'll never struggle in this life. I'll never struggle. Because, yes, you know what? I don't see why you should feel good. There are certain things that I can't do simply because of the way that I look, simply because of the way that I'm perceived, right? What does it give you to look like you've got so much money when you don't have the money in your pocket, right? So I have the mentality that you should just do whatever it takes to, trap money, as long as it's not something, on the other side. Right? Just do whatever it takes. Work. Be willing to work, right? Work. If it means kukanya jidina, go and kanya those jidina, right? And get the money. That's what's important. Get the money. When the money comes, it won't say, my pastor keeps on saying, it won't say, when the money comes, it won't say, I came through selling airtime. It won't say that. $20 is $20. How you got it doesn't matter. Whether or not you got the $20 by washing someone's clothes all day, it does not matter. Is it not $20? It's $20. I learned that you're supposed to set at every layer, but I forgot. So let's set. So I've got this She Glam. This is the only one I'm showing, but it's also dirty, as you can see. This She Glam 16-hour long-lasting locked-in setting spray. I'm running out. I have run out, in fact. I need to buy more. Okay. Good. Now, let's just wait for this to dry. So, yeah. And then I've tried other businesses after that. I really think it's very important for you to just try. Just because one business didn't work, it doesn't mean you need to give up on being an entrepreneur. It's very important. Even if you've got a 9-to-5 or an 8-to-5 that pays you a lot of money, it's very important for you to do something. Think of things that you can do on your own. Start a business. Guys, start a business. Being an entrepreneur is so in. Start a business. I don't even know if this is how you're supposed to do it. Because I remember when he taught me, this isn't what he did, but I personally use a bit of my contour as a powder underneath here and on here. You don't have to start big. Start somewhere. Start where you are. Start somewhere. My pastor always says, for some people who say, I don't have capital, my pastor always says, for as long as you are there and you're alive, you can generate money. Right? You are there. Go and offer your services somewhere. Just go and say, I'm here to, I would really like to, sort out your yard. I can really make your yard look good and presentable in exchange for a bit of money. Do that. You've earned money. Your money, again, like I've said, won't go around screaming that, it was earned through gardening. It won't. Do that. Make money from that, and then build your capital for you to start something that you actually want. You may not be able to start that particular business idea that you have immediately after getting that, but you can start something, sell something that can then use that capital that you've earned to sell something that you can then use to generate income for that other business idea that you've got, the main business idea that you've got. So I think it's very important for us to just, change our mindset. Some people have the mindset of, I just want to work for someone. I always have the mentality when I'm seeing, for example, the organization where I work, right? I'm seeing the huge progress, the growth and everything. Not that it doesn't excite me. It excites me a lot because I joined this organization in 2019, and like the things that we have now, they weren't there when I joined, right? But I'm always conscious to say, when I see the growth, I'm always conscious to say, this is someone else's vision, right? This is someone else's vision that I'm pushing. Am I not supposed to push it? I am. I'm supposed to push it. Just like if I start my own vision, obviously need people to push it. So I'm going to faithfully push it. I'm even going to think of ideas of expanding, think of ideas of growing the vision, right? But I shouldn't forget that I should also have my own vision, right? What am I going to come back to at the end of the day, which is going to be mine? What am I going to look at and say, no matter what happens, that's going to be mine and that's going to be there, right? So that's always something that I'm constantly thinking about. And another thing is, friend, don't just look for huge businesses, right? Don't just have that mentality. What you should have in your mind is, I need something that can, especially like if you're still developing, right? If you're still growing financially, right? And you don't have like tens and thousands of dollars to start a huge lucrative business. Always just ask yourself, what can I do for every dollar that I have to multiply? I keep on talking to my friend, right? You now know her, the bride, right? I keep on talking to her and we just keep on saying, we need to look for things. Like, we are constantly looking for something. She's also one who started many businesses. Some have failed, some are still continuing and all that. But yeah, we always ask each other, okay, what are you doing now? Like, what are you selling now, right? Right now, we're looking for anything that can multiply $1. Every dollar should multiply. That's the mindset that you should have. Our pastor's always teaching us to say, think poverty is in the mind, right? And one of the signs that you're poor in your mind is whenever you get money, you think of using it, right? That's a sign that you're poor. Whenever you get money, remember, poverty is in the mind. Whenever you get money, you should think, okay, yes, I want to spend some, but what can I do with some of it? Even if it's not much, what can I do with some of it that can cause that little bit to multiply, right? Always think that way. Always think that way. Imagine you get $5, right? You get $5 and then you immediately go and buy yourself a streetwise stew, right? I live close to KFC. That's why that was the first thing I thought of. You immediately go and buy yourself a streetwise stew. Is it not good to have a streetwise stew? It's very good, right? Is it not good for your children to also, experience streetwise stew? It's very good. You're being a good mother. But the better thing for you to do, this is blush. The better thing for you to do, I mix, right? I used to use just a pink, but I noticed that I didn't really like that. So now what I do is I use a bit of orange and some pink, right? So being a better mother, being a wise mother is that $5 that you've gotten, right? That someone just gave you to say, utengere banama drink, right? Try to see what you can buy with that $5 and then multiply it, right? Buy bananas I remember senior pastor always talks about how bananas give you like 100% profit. Or here in Mashingo, right? Where if you buy them, kuchitima, when the farmers come, right? You sell them, you buy them for $5, you sell them, you've got your $10, something like that. I don't really remember the ratio, but there was a $5 in there, right? And now you've got $5 that you can eat with your child, and then you've got another $5 that you can also multiply, right? And, have more opportunities for you to continuously buy streetwise stew for your child. So I think that's much wiser. It's much, much wiser. You should be in a position where you push yourself to always see opportunities to make money. Push yourself to always see opportunities to make money. And one of the things that can cause you to see opportunities to make money is to stop seeing opportunities to spend whenever you see money, right? Stop. Some people are not to my friend, sometimes you really have to delay the spending so that you can spend more in the future. Like right now, I could tell you there are things that I really would like us to have in this household. But at this particular point where we're at, we're spending most of the money that we get, simply expanding our business, growing our business. And now I want to start more businesses. Like I was about to say, I actually just remembered. I was about to say, these ways of making money, right, that seem That seems so undignified, for lack of a better word. Not undignified, but like, things that don't seem very prestigious. Yeah, that's a better word. Hey! Sandpit! These dogs. I'll take back that dog to mom's house. Sorry for yelling. Yeah, our dog is Eyeshadow. But we've got two dogs, Ridge and Eyeshadow. But mom, when we took back Eyeshadow from her house, she gave us Sandpit, Eyeshadow's brother. And now Eyeshadow doesn't even have peace at his own house simply because of Sandpit. Yeah, his time to go back is rapidly approaching. Anyway, I was talking about things that don't seem prestigious anymore, like Inuka, selling Inuka perfumes. I know that the people who sell, they make it a hype. But for most people, right, most people look down on those people, but those people are making money. Those people are making money. Personally, there's a new one that's there. It's called the Perfume Co. And I've been really, really thinking about that. I've been thinking about it. I'm just still doing my research on it. But yeah, I've been thinking about it. Is it something that I would like to do long term? Probably not. But is it something that, I could do to multiply some money that I currently have? Definitely. Right? I remember I've even sold freezers. I just remembered. I've sold freezers before. Just do something. It doesn't have to be a, Instagrammable business or a TikTokable business. Just do something that can multiply your money, Sha. At the end of the day, it's you in that house who doesn't have cash. Okay? Multiply it. Right? He has already given you grace. God has already given you grace. Use the grace to do something. Use the grace to do something. Don't just be sitting on that grace and saying, oh, I receive. Please, go and work. Go and work, okay? After receiving, you've received the grace, and go and work. You are here. No shade to you, friend. But if you do this, then shade to you. Shade to you. You're here just busy receiving in church, receiving a car. I receive your car. I receive. But now you don't even want to do something. You spend your day sleeping, right? I think I've rambled a lot. Let me just stop talking. Now I'm trying not to overdo this because I don't want to waste. Not to waste. I don't want it to finish before I get more. Yeah, I use my eyeliner to line my lips. Oh, I didn't fix this part. Didn't line my waterline. I haven't put anything yet. Okay, so I start with the pink one. Well, my lips are healing. They are healing. Remember I spoke to you about how they had gone so dark and they always had rash because of the lip gloss that I'd been using. Yeah, they're healing. They're getting back to their original color. Then I'll put the red on top. Then yeah, we got new neighbors and they make noise. Not the ones in our yard, no. The ones behind us. In the next yard. The yard behind us. I want they make noise. Okay. Thank you so much, friend, for watching this video. Thank you so much for getting to this far. This video was much longer. I've never had footage that is so long. I actually have to edit an hour 12 minutes worth of footage. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but yeah, by the grace of God, I shall and I will. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. I know I yapped a lot, I talked a lot in this video, but yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.